2-1 connection provides opportunities to learn from each other because everyone has a story. Hi, my name is Luke Drumright. I am here with Beacom, and we'll be talking about managing editor for Catalyst Midland Online. So, Ron, how did you first get involved in the Catalyst?
Well, Catalyst Midland's been around in Midland over 5 years. It's an online publication. It comes out weekly on Thursday mornings. There's no cost if you're a subscriber. You can go to CityofMidlandMI.gov and a pop-up will come up and you can put in your email address. And every Thursday you'll get our newsletter, which links you to the articles, and it's on the website. So it started in 2017. I got a phone call to see if I'd be interested in the fall of 2020. So I joined at the end of October 2020, so I've been involved for over a year and a half as the managing editor.
Wow. So, in 2020, what was your favorite job?
My favorite job so far with Catalyst Midland is just, I hear different things around town or people suggest stories. It's always nice when we get a story that people are really interested and excited about. Some of the stories that get a lot of views on the internet are about new businesses or people, individuals. For example, we did an article on Pizza Baker in downtown Midland and the young man who works there with his parents, Jameson. That got a lot of views. So it's neat when people connect with an article and learn more about Midland.
That sounds a lot of fun.
It is.
So, what do you do as an editor while you're doing the Catalyst Midland?
Well, as managing editor of Catalyst Midland, I'm responsible for the content, so I help pick the stories, but I also have some freelance reporters who give me story ideas as well, and we get them from the community, so I assign those. Then when they submit their stories, then I edit them, make sure it's clear and concise and accurate. We want to make sure the information we present is accurate. Then they either submit photos or we ask for photos from the people we're covering. So we take those photos and upload them into our software that then goes out on the internet. So I have to do some adjusting of the photos, adding captions, keywords, tags, all that. So if people search for this type of stuff on the internet, they can find it. And then I write a letter from the managing editor, send out a newsletter every Thursday. I schedule out the newsletter, and we start the process week to week. So like today, we're recording this on a Tuesday. So Tuesday and Wednesday are my big days before we publish on Thursday. So I'm editing content right now, and either today or definitely tomorrow I'll start to upload the content into our software, and then it'll be available for our readers on Thursday.
Wow. That seems like a lot.
Busy for a couple days, yeah.
Yeah. What was your favorite memory of being an editor?
My favorite memory so far being an editor is just the feedback we get from people say, hey, I'm reading your articles, glad what you guys are doing. We have two focuses. We call it solutions journalism, so we don't just present a problem, but we also present to people who are trying to solve the problem to make things better, like hunger, things like that. And then what's called placemaking. What attaches people more to our community? So positive things about businesses and people, nonprofit organizations, community events, what makes people want to stay and live in Midland and do things in Midland. So that's our focus. So it's always nice to hear from readers that we're connecting with them.
What kind of events do you do?
Well, we promote, for example, we'll promote like the art fair in downtown Midland, events here at the library, the Center for the Arts, different things around town. The Miracle Field that just opened in the center of town, where it's a ball field for people with developmental, physical disabilities. So we promote those type of activities that are coming up in Midland.
Wow. So, what was your favorite story of being a Catalyst?
Favorite story of being in Catalyst? Well, I did one a while back where just recently, I did about the Midland County Search and Rescue Team. So it's a team of volunteers. Every month they have a training session on a Saturday where they practice searching for people out in the woods, but they take a scientific approach. They study books that talk about what people do when they get lost, where they go, how far away they go. And this group of volunteers, all volunteers, some retired, some my age, some maybe your age, who go out and practice looking in the woods. So I tried to present it as something that was very interesting and maybe something that somebody wants to volunteer and get involved in.
Well, that sounds pretty cool. Thank you for joining, Ron Beacom.
You're welcome. Thanks for the time, Luke.
So this is Ron Beacom. This is Luke. Drumright. This is the Countdown Connection signing off. Hi, welcome back to Countdown Connection. We are here with Amanda Brown talking about photos. Hi, Amanda.
Hi, Luke.
So, when did you first get involved with pictures?
I first got involved when I was in high school.
Okay. So, in high school, what was your favorite picture?
I loved flowers and taking pictures on the beach.
That sounds fun. So, when you take your pictures, what's your favorite one that you like the most?
I love red sunsets, and I love my animal photos.
That's cool. So when you take pictures of the sunset, which one's your most favorite sunset you ever took of?
I would say one last summer when I went camping.
Oh, that's really cool. So when you go camping, which one is the most best nature picture?
Sunset.
Sunset?
Sunsets.
So,
Camping.
how long have you been taking pictures?
For 15 years I've been taking pictures.
Wow. So, when you take pictures with your camera, have you ever made slideshows with them? Like a slideshow?
Oh,
Yeah. And when you take these pictures, what do you do with them?
I make them into cards and coasters.
So, do you have a favorite place to take pictures?
Yeah, I do. I like taking pictures at Pet Waddle and at my grandma and grandpa's place.
That sounds fun. So at your grandparents' place, what kind of fun pictures do you take?
I take nature landscapes and animals.
So tell me about landscaping.
Like beautiful hills and trees, that kind of thing.
That sounds fun. Thank you, Amanda, for joining.
Thank you.
So this is Luke Drumright and Amanda Brown, Countdown Connection. Thank you, Amanda, for coming.
Thank you for inviting.
You're welcome. Welcome back to Countdown Connection. I'm here with Drew Talbot talking about Camp Realty. So Drew, tell us about this camp.
Thanks, Luke, for having me on. Camp Realty is what we consider a Midland camp because it was started by people who went and bought camp 84 years ago. And the idea was they wanted a place where kids from Midland could go that's not too far away. We're only an hour away. And then they could enjoy the experience of outdoors. And so they bought this camp, and kids from Midland and families from Midland have been going up ever since. Groups from like the community center, from West Family, from Midland 4-H, Midland High School. We have numerous different groups that come, and they might come for a week, they might come for a weekend, or maybe just a day camp, just so they can get away from what their normal activity is, and it gives them an opportunity to do something that maybe they don't do in Midland. Like you don't normally go maybe canoeing in Midland or kayaking, or maybe you can't do some things that you can do at camp. So that's basically what Camp Realty is. It's kind of a way to get away from your normal routine and enjoy being out in nature.
That's a lot of fun. So how did you get involved in this camp?
So years ago, I'd say like 10 years ago, there was a man at our church, Carl Edmonds. I don't know if you remember Carl, but he said, Drew, you should run Camp Realty. You should be the executive director. And I kept saying to him, oh yeah, sure, Carl, that'd be nice someday. And at the time, I was still a stay-at-home dad, and I just kind of put it on the back burner. And then an opportunity came, and I interviewed, and I'd never been to Camp Realty before, and I got the job, and I love it. It's a wonderful opportunity. I grew up going to camps as a kid when I grew up in Indiana. Went to many different camps, have taken my kids to different camps, sports camps, to different outdoor camps, went camping as a family, and so for me this just seemed like a nice mix. And so I've got this opportunity, and I've been there about 6.5 years, and it's just a great fit for me.
Wow. So when you first got there a long time ago, what was the first thing you learned in the camp?
I guess one of the first things I learned is that camp puts all these kids on an even playing field when they come. It doesn't matter if they're rich or if they're poor, what kind of car drops them off. They're all eating the same food. They're wearing the same camp T-shirts. They're sleeping in the same type of cabins, all of them. So there's no labels on anyone. They're just kids. They're having fun. And for me, that just really opened my eyes up at how powerful camp can be for kids. And I had a kid ask me one time, what does it mean to eat all you want at camp? Because he's not used to that where he grew up. He could never have more than one sandwich. And at camp, it gave him an opportunity to maybe get more nutrition than he's used to at home. And these kids could make friends that maybe they wouldn't normally make at school, or to do some activities that are not available at home. Maybe their parents don't know how to sail, so they couldn't teach them, or they don't know how to even swim, and they can learn at camp, or don't know how to do archery, or play disc golf, or play Newcomb or Gaga Ball, or whatever opportunity it is. They have a chance at camp to do that, maybe for the first time, and it might open their eyes that there's something else in this world that is out there that they would like to try.
Wow. So with nutrition, is there some people that are gluten-free or have diabetes?
So there's all different types of people who go to camp, and they have all kinds of nutritional needs, and so they will work with the cook who is really their group. So when groups come to Camp Niati, they bring everything. They bring their cooks, their counselors, their programs, and so they know that person very well for the most part, but they will know if they're diabetic or they will know if they're allergic to something. So that'll be all taken into consideration when they go, and then they will have it available, whatever they need to have success at camp and to have fun, which is why we're all there.
Okay. So what inspired you to become a camp director?
What
inspired you?
Inspired me. You know, it was really when Carl just was talking to me over the years and kind of set me up for that would be fun to run, maybe. I didn't really think about it until he planted that seed. So I guess in life, there's always those people who influence you about something, and you might not even know what direction they're going or what they're thinking about until after it's been maybe a few years, and he kept talking to me about it. And finally it was like, well, let me see what's this about. And I've loved it ever since.
Wow. Sounds like a lot of fun.
It is.
What was your favorite thing about working at the Camp Realty?
You know, probably one of my favorite things is all the different volunteers that we have at camp. So we have a limited budget at camp. We only have so much money, and we have so many things to do. We close it down in October, and then we open it back up in April. And we just have hundreds of volunteers who come to camp, and it is so important that we get those volunteers there so we can get camp ready for all the groups that are coming.
Wow. Why do kids come to camp?
Kids come to camp for many different reasons. I think probably the biggest thing is to have fun.
Yeah, I'll agree to that. And thank you for joining the Countdown Connection.
Thank you for having me,
You're
Luke. It
welcome,
was
Joe.
great.
So, thanks again to you for coming. I want to thank everyone else that came to the Countdown Connection. Thank you for joining Countdown Connection.